Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new channel named Seiglinde's Proving Grounds. In this video I'm going to introduce the channel, introduce myself, talk about my goals for the channel, goals for the future, etc. So I'm going to get right into it. A little bit about me. I've been playing World of Warcraft for 8 years now. I got into the game when I visited my aunt and uncle, I believe it was back in 2004 or 2006. I didn't really like it at first, but then I played it again, and I really enjoyed it. They offered to, get me a subscription, get me the game, and all that good stuff. And ever since then, I've been hooked. And I played a druid for the first year that I was playing, because that's how long it took me to get to max level. And then I quickly leveled up a warrior, because I decided that warrior was pretty cool, and that's what I've stuck with ever since. Warrior's been my main since halfway through Burning Crusade, and I've always enjoyed the class, always enjoyed tanking especially, but recently, as recently as Mists of Pandaria, sorry, I got into Fury DPS. To level and do solo play, historically I've been an arms warrior, but I switched over to Fury because I wasn't really enjoying arms in Mists of Pandaria. So I leveled as Fury, and I did LFR, because this was pretty much, I quit when LFR was out during Cataclysm, so I didn't get to see Dragon Soul at all or any of that. I quit basically as soon as they announced Mists of Pandaria. And then when I came back, I leveled to 90 because Mists of Pandaria just came out, and I started doing LFR because I wasn't really in a raiding guild, was on a low pop server. But then eventually, throughout the course of the expansion, I enjoyed raiding more and more, so I transferred to a higher pop server, and I actually did some real raiding, ended up getting Heroic Nourishen down before the end of the expansion, and might not seem like a lot, but I was tanking. I did get to solo tank Garrosh normal. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. That is still my favorite fight, just because I got to solo tank it. And that's pretty much my history on my warrior. Right now I am still with the same raiding guild, except we changed servers and changed factions, and I didn't want to do that with my warrior. As you can see in my YouTube channel, my main warrior is a Draenei, and will always be a Draenei. I love the female Draenei. Definitely my favorite race in the game. They're awesome, and obviously with WoD coming out, it just made me appreciate the Draenei a lot more. It's really cool. I'm a lore guy too, a little bit. So instead, I leveled a new warrior. Didn't really like that. Didn't want to play another warrior. Felt like it was competing with my main warrior, which it really wasn't. I just didn't enjoy it. So I went to Blood DK, and that's what I'm still tanking on a Death Knight now. And this expansion, I've noticed a lot of people have been complaining about the requirement for silver to get into heroic dungeons, complaining about how difficult silver for the Proving Grounds actually is in World of Warcraft. And now, as someone who did the Proving Grounds in Mists of Pandaria as soon as they came out and got gold no problem, I find this very confusing. I see silver as kind of a joke. It's very easy to do. As soon as I've dinged 100 on all my characters, this has happened. I go right into the Proving Grounds, get silver, and then do gold, just to say I can do it, just to prove to myself that I can do it, and it's not a problem. So I made a challenge to myself that I could get gold on every spec of every class. And I decided to record those videos and put them on YouTube with commentary dictating how and why I do what I'm doing. And these videos would be aimed towards helping out people who maybe are stuck on Proving Grounds, people who are like my friend who just got into the game, and while they're decent at dealing damage, they really aren't good at dealing with mechanics yet, because they just haven't been around the game that long. Like for me, I've been playing this game 8 years, like I said. I've seen these mechanics over and over again. This is nothing new to me. I know how to handle all this stuff, all the stuff that happens in the Proving Grounds. It's very easy for me to handle, and I'm quick to adapt to it, and it's no problem. However, for someone like my friend who just got into the game, he's still trying to learn his rotation. He doesn't know that you can fear a mystic to get him to stop casting and have that serve as an interrupt. He probably doesn't even know that you can do anything other than interrupt those guys to get him to stop casting. And, you know, that's just being newer to the game. That's all that is. That's not him being bad. That's just him being newer to the game. And I understand there are people in that situation. They're just either, you know, not hardcore players like I am, and they don't see these mechanics as often as I do. They don't know how to handle them as quick as I can. But, you know, they still want to, you know, be able to get silver so they can go into those heroics and get that gear and maybe start raiding and stuff like that. You know, it's not, I don't think it's a silly requirement that Blizzard did this, Proven Ground Silver. I do feel, however, that the mechanics are not something you can just pick up on right away, especially if you're a new player. So that's what these videos are for. They're aimed towards helping those newer players out and helping them understand the mechanics a little better and how to deal with them. That's the main purpose of this channel. Future and side goals I have, in the long run I would like to post videos for Endless, at least. My goal right now is at least 1 spec per class. For classes such as Hunter, where every spec is more or less the same in terms of DPS or you know, something like that, classes like that, I'll probably end up trying my best to do more than 1 spec. But for classes like Warlock, where I'm not really familiar with the other 2 specs, but I'm very familiar with Destruction, I'll probably only do the 1 spec that I'm comfortable with, which is Destruction. And for surprisingly enough, for Warriors it'll probably only be Fury, because Glad Stance I don't feel has the same kind of single target damage that I can pull off with Fury. And Arms, while it has good AoE damage, which is what I kind of relied on for doing Fury Proven Assailant, I wasn't able to do it as Arms because I don't really know how to play the spec. I know the theory, I know kind of what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing enough to know how to change to fit every situation, every single wave that comes out. I don't know how to deal with it all the time. So that's my goal with Endless, getting the Proven Assailant, getting wave 30 on at least every class, one spec. And other things I'd like to do, maybe start, you know, streaming my progress through these videos as I do them. Definitely doing pilots and streaming that. I'm undecided as to how I'm going to do that, like such as, you know, the details on how that's going to work, but that's something I'm going to be, you know, working on once I start working more towards doing Endless, because I'm still at a point where Proven Assailant is very unreachable to me on most classes. I've only done it on, like I said, Fury Warrior. That's it. That's all I can do it with at this point. I haven't even tried anything else, but that's because, you know, I'm still working on the gold videos. So that's just further down the road. I'll be doing pilots, and that definitely comes after Endless videos, doing the Proven Assailant class videos. So thank you for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if this is something that interests you. Go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, etc., all that good stuff. And I hope to see you in the Proving Grounds.